What's going on, everybody? Alonzo here with GulfCoastSmoke.com, and today we're making the best deviled eggs that we've ever had. Deviled eggs are extremely simple, but today we're going to put them over the top. Let's get right into it. Let me show you what to do. With Thanksgiving coming up this month, we wanted to talk about some recipes all month long. Today we're going to be focusing on the appetizers, and I know the deviled eggs sound like they're extremely simple because they are, but you can add a few little things here and there just to kick them up a notch to make sure that everyone's really going to enjoy them. The first thing we want to do is start boiling our eggs. We're going to put in 12 because we have a large family. If you guys need to adjust, you can, but we're going to let these boil for 13 minutes. Now, exactly 13 minutes later, we're going to start getting our eggs and putting them directly into an ice bath. We just want these to cool down a little bit before we start handling them, and then we're just going to get into the next step. And now that our eggs are boiled, we're going to take them out and just crack them a little bit, and then we'll put them back into the water. We found that this just makes it easier for the shell to come off in the end. Now we're just going to let these sit in the cold water for 5 minutes, and then we'll be ready to take the shells off. And from here, it's really simple. We're just going to take the eggshells off of the boiled egg, and we'll put the shells back into the cold water, and then we'll also give the egg a little rinse just to make sure that there's no pieces of shell left over. We're going to do the rest of these, and then we'll be back with you with the next step. Now this part is pretty simple. We're just going to cut right down the middle of the egg. We're going to separate our yolks into a different bowl, and we're going to repeat until we get done with every single egg. Now that we have all of our yolks together, we're just going to mash them up with a fork. And once your yolks look exactly like this, we're going to start adding our other ingredients. We're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of Southern Hospitality, a tablespoon of diced jalapenos, 2 tablespoons of relish, 1 tablespoon of mustard, and then a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And last but not least, just a little bit of salt. And now we're going to mix everything together. And once you're done mixing, this is exactly what it looks like. It almost kind of looks like potato salad to me, but obviously there's no potatoes in there. And just a side note that we typically put bacon into our deviled eggs, and it turns out so delicious. But since we're talking about Thanksgiving and we really want to wow our family and friends, we decided that we're going to put a different meat on top today. Now we've got our filling in a piping bag, and we're just going to fill all of our deviled eggs all the way up. You guys could probably do a better design than me. I might have my wife do some designs in here, but that's the way I would do it. Now these are looking delicious exactly the way they are, but let's put a little bit extra to make it even better. Next up, a little bit of barbecue sauce right on top. And last but not least, we want to add just a little bit of Southern Hospitality all over top. So if you guys know deviled eggs, you know typically people are using paprika. We're just going to use Southern Hospitality today. And you guys can see by now that we're putting brisket on top of our deviled eggs. If you guys can't smoke one and have some leftover brisket, that's going to work just fine. We did smoke this overnight on our Traeger, and it was done by the time that I got home from work. We sliced it up, and now we put it right on top of our deviled eggs to make the best deviled eggs that we've ever had. Let's get right into it. Let's take a bite. So the barbecue sauce that we put on top of this is that sweet and sticky from Head & Country. I already know this whole thing is going to be killer. If I could explain that in one word that's really small, it would be wow. I know that sounds like maybe anticlimactic, but I promise you these are just so delicious. They have so much flavor. That sweet and sticky barbecue sauce is off the chain. The smoked brisket tastes so good. It's tender. The bark is off the chain. The filling for these deviled eggs is just always so good. I urge you to try putting jalapenos in there. That's something small, but it really does just bring so much extra and good flavor. Try these out this Thanksgiving. Try these out at your next barbecue. And whoever comes over, they're going to be begging you to make these for years to come. If you guys have any ideas of what we should cook for our Thanksgiving series, drop them in the comment down below. We do have ideas ourselves, but if you guys have a good one and a lot of people want to see it, we'll be glad to make it for you. As always, we really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.